All right, so we're here in Oxford, Maryland. It's Friday. Tomorrow we got the big crab skiff race, and I'm here with Bart Eckert, who's the president of the Smith Island Crab Skiff Association. And Bart, I was going to ask you, this race tomorrow is a big deal, but what have you been doing like over the last few months to get ready for the race?
Well, first of all, we're in lovely Oxford, Maryland, a much more sedate launch ramp setting than Kent Narrows, that's for sure. Um, you'll remember we were about a month ago at Kent Island for our shakedown regatta, which was more of a down than a shake, I would say. And that time I had bought Twisted Oyster here from my friend Ralph in Crisfield, who campaigned this successfully as High Points champion for a number of years running. But the boat hadn't run in a couple of years. And so when we got to Kent Island, we realized that the rudder was completely frozen. And in fact, we had to cut the rudder apart and take the assembly out the top in the launch ramp parking lot, which you would, of course, typically never do. Uh, but once we were able to get a little heat to it, we freed it up and got it back in place. The engine was having some trouble firing, so our goal was to try to replace the engine and get a new engine to fire in about an 8-hour time frame. And we just ran out of time. The new engine was configured a little bit differently. So back to the shop we went, and we replaced the entire fuel system, including the fuel tank, replaced the throttles, the throttle cable, replaced the engine with a new engine, and fixed the rudder more permanently. And now we have a boat that runs like a champ.
Yeah, so tomorrow we sort of had a change up. Tomorrow we originally planned, the race starts at 1 o'clock. It's at Dock Sunset Grill, a beautiful venue, delightful food. That's a place where the spectators could go. We don't encourage spectator boats because we have a Coast Guard marine event permit, but we've added another race to the mix. We've got 3 races, but there's a 4th race we're going to start with, which is the Dickie White Doug Hanks Memorial Crab Race. And why are we doing that?
Yeah, so one of the reasons that I love this and love the organization, aside from the obvious part, which is that it's fun beyond fun, is that there's a legacy here, and it's a long history of honoring watermen. And Oxford had challenged Crisfield to a race back in the 1990s. These two fellows that were instrumental in this, Dickie White and Doug Hanks, I never knew them, unfortunately. But there's a lot of recent history in the last 30 years of resurrecting races that would occur town to town, and resurrecting the history of these boats being used not only as crab skiffs, especially on Smith Island, but as rum runners as well. So I think there's a lot of history, a lot of nod to all that is great about Maryland, all that is great about the Chesapeake Bay, and so that's why this race is taking place. It's a it's a memorial race, and so Paul Emely from Crisfield is going to race me and Slippery Eel, which is Slippery Eel is the Oxford boat, and we're going to kick off the event tomorrow with that memorial race, and pay tribute to those who came before us and on whose shoulders we stand.
So we're going to actually post, Sid Campen, who's a big figure in our history, gave me the original challenge letter, and we're going to post that right on Facebook for people to see. We're also posting this on Instagram, and you'll be able to watch the race. If you look on the Facebook page for the Crab Skiff Association, there's a link you can click on, and you can watch this on YouTube live, and then it'll be stored on there in archive. So would you describe this year as a year that we're getting it all back together and bringing this racing back, and that we hope next year to expand on the racing?
Yeah, this is a rebuilding year for the organization, without a doubt. A lot of the members had aged out, and as luck would have it, in 2025, all our scheduled races were canceled due to weather. So we've put in this system where we have a race scheduled on a Saturday, 3 races this year, with the rain date on the immediate following Sunday, the day after. And we were able to get boats in the water at Kent Island. With any luck tomorrow, we're going to have 4 or 5 racing, and we want drivers. We want people to take the same level of interest and passion that we have, so that we can get out here in the summertime. It's not a huge commitment. We're going to race 3 or 4 times a season. Um, the people that are in the organization are just the best. This is not a real super cutthroat kind of a deal. We're all friends, and for many of us, the joy is just as much in getting the boats built and getting them running properly as it is to actually race. So please come out and enjoy us tomorrow at Docks if you can. Docks, as Keith said, is a fabulous venue. Wonderful people, wonderful owners there, and we hope to see you.
So this race tomorrow, it'll be from 1 o'clock to 2:30. Our next race will be down in Crisfield on September 5th with a rain date the next day. And then, please stay tuned to our social media pages. And we have a website. It's www.crabskiffracing.com, because we're going to put like how you can become a member, how you can support the organization, how you can get one of these boats, either build it or engine it and so forth. We'll show like how you do all that and how you can become a driver, because it's a whole lot of fun. It's a hot day, and I tell you, it's like 96 degrees, but these guys got out in the water, and we have a commitment to safety, to heritage, and fun. And thanks for your time, Bart, and I look forward to you winning the Memorial Challenge race tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
So it's July 18th. We're at the boat ramp in beautiful Oxford, Maryland. And today is the second regatta in the series of regattas for the Smith Island Crab Skiff Association. We're racing today at 1 p.m. at Doc's Sunset Grill. And today I'm interviewing a very unique skipper of the Slippery Eel. So basically, Vaughn, it's a bunch of old men that are trying to preserve the legacy of these boats, which are just incredible. And this is Slippery Eel. I'll ask you to talk about it, but why does this interest you?
Well, my dad was the one who first introduced me to this type of racing. And so I've been boating my entire life on a 16-foot boat and on a 30-foot boat. It's something that I've been around, and I've always been around the water. And another one of my interests has to do with car racing, actually. So I am on the Dartmouth Formula Racing team. And that naturally has the same kind of goal as this crab skiff racing, where you're trying to make the fastest car and the fastest boat possible. So my dad started racing a few years ago, and then I was able to join this year, and I'm super excited. I've worked a lot on the boats over the past few months, and since today's race day, I'm really excited to see them all make their splash.
So you've worked on this particular boat, the Slippery Eel.
I have done a little bit on the Slippery Eel, such as this shaft guard. The rotating shaft is, of course, a huge safety issue, as any sort of rope or hair or fingers can get caught up in there and twisted. So this is made out of steel, and it protects anything from getting under or getting through to the rotating shaft.
So
That's about all that I've done on this boat, but on a few others, I've helped with the wiring, looked at the rudder, done some general maintenance and upkeep, and stuff like that.
so I understand one of the goals is you were working. There's 4 boats that we're looking at here today. There will most likely be a Crisfield boat coming up, but you've worked to standardize the wiring. Why would you want to do that?
That's true. So when you have all these different boats and they all have different wiring, it makes it really tricky to troubleshoot any issues right sight on scene. So if anything goes wrong, it's having a standard wiring plan makes it easy to see where a failure might have occurred, and it just makes it easier to set them all up the same way. Um, and then you always know what parts you need, along with all of the connections throughout the entire boat. So you're not trying to reverse engineer anything if you come across an issue.
Could you see a day where you because I know one of the goals of the association, and you know, you work with your dad, even though you're up at Dartmouth and you're getting a degree in.
Mechanical engineering.
Could you see a day where, like, the average person that's interested in these historic watercraft could buy like a kit boat with a standard engine and propeller and put it all together and join the association and race the boats?
Absolutely. Actually, a kit boat is something that my dad's working on right now. So most of these boats did start out from a kit boat, and the same kind of, they all have the same sort of hull. So they all have the sides, the ribbings along the middle, and everything inside is a bit different for each boat. But the standard shape is all the same because it's the iconic figure of the crab skiff. Um, but yeah, it's certainly possible to create a sort of standard design, and then you can change a whole bunch of different things about it to make it as fast as as it possibly can be and as you want it to be. So that could include adding stuff or doing stuff with the engine, trying to make the inside lighter, using different ways of housing gas or the battery, or just all sorts of things like that to make it lighter and to make it faster.
So the first race today will be 1 o'clock, and you can see it from Dock Sunset Grill. That'll be the memorial race where it's a memorial for a challenge race that occurred in the late 1990s between Crisfield and Oxford. And then we're going to get 3 races going, which will be 3 laps around an oval course. And you're going to be driving this vessel.
Yes, I will be. I took her out for a spin last week, and I'm super excited to see what she can do today. Slippery eel number 1.
And you think you got anything up your sleeve to beat these old codgers at their own game, or you don't want to talk about it?
I'm sure you'll just have to find out at the race.
All right. Well, listen, thank you very much, Vaughn. And we wish you luck today, and we hope you sweep all the races and show these old guys they don't really know what they're doing. Thanks again. So today is the 17th of July, and we're down here at the boat ramp in beautiful Oxford, Maryland, getting ready for a practice. We had a practice run here with Osprey, and this is Captain Steve Noonan. And Steve, why the hell are you racing crab skiffs?
Well, you've already met Bart, and Bart and I go back 50 years, and Bart said, "Hey, Steve, we're racing crab skiffs. You want in?" I was like, "Yeah, I want in." So that's how I got here. And Osprey, this boat came to us through Bart's search, and Ed Scott and I are sharing this boat. And today was kind of its second shakedown. First one was at the race. We had some prop issues, got those solved, and it ran great today. So we learned a lot about the boat, and looking forward to running it in the race.
So you have a background in marine engineering. You used to be on deep sea ships, and I just noticed something today, like the wheel on the boat. That's the throttle here. Kind of reminds me of like a throttle wheel you might find on a deep sea ship. What's that all about?
Yeah, well, you know, I guess the name of the game with these boats is they're hand cobbled. You can create what you want to create, and we wound up giving this wheel a try, and it's like the prop. It's been fine tuned since the first run, and worked a lot better today. So, but you're right, it does have kind of that aura of a throttle wheel on a ship, on a steamship. So, hadn't thought about it that way though.
Yeah, it kind of struck me. And then I look over here, and you have an air cooled engine, and that one looks pretty new, like it's almost brand new.
It is. That engine was brand new. The boat is 6 years old, but until a month ago hadn't seen water. So it's a work in progress, and we're looking forward to making some more adjustments and try to keep up with everybody else.
So I noticed right off the bat that some of the other boats are what I would call heritage boats. They're wood. One boat we're going to have on display tomorrow, so you can see the race tomorrow at Dock Sunset Grill with fabulous food, fabulous fare. Between 1 o'clock, we're going to have a memorial race, and then 3 races after that. So it's 1 to 2:30 tomorrow. It's all on YouTube Live. But I'm looking at this boat, and I'm a New Orleans guy, and I see Cinti's fiberglass design, and that's a New Orleans entity that I'm well familiar with. But the boat's fiberglass. So did it perform well today, given the fact that it might be heavier construction?
It performed as well as I expected. It definitely is heavier than the wood ones, and so one thing we're going to have to do is put some wax on this hull. I mean, as I said, it's a 6-year-old boat, so it's 6-year-old fiberglass. It needs a little bit of TLC, so that's one of the mods we need to do, and I'm hoping that gives us a little bit more speed. But yeah, it's a bigger hull.
One of the boats is slippery eel, and I understand you were talking about like a secret thing like eel grease. Do you think, or eel snot?
Eel snot.
Have you actually got like a little jar of that to put on the bottom?
Well, I don't have it yet, but there is a product out there called eel snot.
Good.
So we may resort to that.
So you were pleased with how the boat performed today?
I was very happy with its second run, and looking forward to the race.
And I got to say, there was some discussion about the propeller. We call it a wheel or a screw or something like that. So what's that center around, like the concerns about the diameter and the pitch and all that? Are you hoping that you'll iron all that out eventually?
Yeah, this is the second prop we've had on here, and a big improvement over the first one. So we're planning to put a third prop on it with a little bit different specs on it, and hope to get just a little bit more performance. We feel like the engine is not getting its full performance due to the pitch on the prop.
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll have 4 races, and I think they're going to be 3 laps around an oval course. And just one last thing, and you might not be comfortable, not with the question, but with the reality. These vessels aren't like a normal vessel where you have a clutch where you can go to neutral and stop. Does it present a challenge to you as a boat jockey or driver?
It certainly does. It's the first time I've operated a boat that's truly direct drive, no clutch, no transmission. When the engine's running, you are going forward. So that takes a little bit of thought in how you operate the vessel.
So when it comes to like docking and maneuvering, we just pull the boat out of the water. How do you back the boat up?
With a paddle, old-fashioned way.
Well, there you go. Going back to the dawn of man on the waterways of the world, and a paddle, using a stick for a paddle. We're here with the crab skiffs. And we invite you to join us tomorrow for the second race of the 3 regatta series. The next race is going to be September 5th down in Crisfield, Maryland. We got some great racing tomorrow, and we hope you can join us out on the water. Thanks, Steve. Good luck tomorrow. I'm betting on you.
All right.
I may actually
Thanks.
bet on everybody.
Still appreciate the support.
All right, Steve. Thanks.
Take care.
All right, so we're here. It's beautiful, beautiful Friday night here in Oxford, Maryland. Tomorrow we have the Smith Island crab skiff races, and we're here with Captain Eddie Gray, who's skipper of this beautiful, beautiful vessel, Swamp Rat, and it's a Smith Island crab skiff, and it's got wicker seats. So why don't you tell us, Captain Eddie, a little about your boat, because to me, as a seafarer, it's a gorgeous boat.
Well, thank you, Keith, for the introduction. And I'll say it really is a gorgeous boat because it's quaint. It has the southern charm of where the Smith Island Crab Skiff Association is from. As you can see, it has wicker seats, and it's the only race boat that has 2 seats in it. And wicker is something that came off the southern charm of the porches, like when they were looking for crabs there. So it's basically something that has beautiful woodwork, and to this day, it's almost like the antique and the old grand dame, grand lady of the crab skiff fleet.
So did you name the boat Swamp Rat, or is that a legacy name from the boat? Did you purchase the boat?
I did. I purchased the boat from the original owner, and to his honor and his legacy, I left the original name Swamp Rat.
Yeah, so how old a boat is it?
So the boat's over 30 years old, and it really gives up a kick, with that engine that's in it. And we expect to win the races tomorrow.
So it's funny you mentioned 2 seats. Have you ever taken a woman out there in the second seat to romance her? Like under a beautiful moon, or is this purely for aesthetic reasons?
Well, I can't answer the first question.
Yeah, I understand.
Because, like, for confidentiality agreements,
oh, yes.
We really can't talk about that. But the legacy does definitely include other people as well, yes.
So you know, looking at this boat, the hull's beautiful. I love the green bottom. Is it a relatively fast boat in the fleet of boats? Because I know that really this is kind of a legacy year. We're trying to get the crab skiff racing going again. And in the old days, you know, several years ago, 10 years ago, they had classes of racing boats. So is this a relatively fast boat compared to the other boats we see in the background?
Yes, it is. It's a relatively fast boat, and we do expect to win the races tomorrow because there are different classes plus B, C, but all of them compete together jointly. So we would expect to go ahead and win a trophy tomorrow.
Nice. So the first race celebrates it's a special race between two boats representing Crisfield, Maryland, and Oxford, Maryland, and it's the Dickie White Doug Hanks Memorial Race. And you're not going to race in that, but there's three races after that. And as I understand it, it's an oval course, and there's 3 laps. And I understand that your boat and none of the other boats that we see in the background have the ability to go ahead, meaning I mean they can go ahead, but they can't go astern, and they don't have neutral. So how does this start work?
Oh, so tricky question, but yeah, it's almost like riding a torpedo because once you start, it goes. There's no throttle to speak of at neutral or a clutch to disengage. So the boat just takes off as soon as you light the engine and start her up. It's funny.
And then tomorrow you're going to be wearing a helmet for safety reasons, a life jacket. The boats are fully equipped to meet the federal regulations for safety equipment.
Yes, sir.
The other safety equipment on here, like you steer the vessel and you operate the vessel from the stern seat. So are you protected from being entrapped by rotating equipment like the drive shaft?
Absolutely. So we have a covering over the drive shaft. And from earlier, what you also mentioned, if you can see it here, there are no moving parts that are exposed to entrap anybody. And then we also have the dead man switch, which would be on the carabiner to my life jacket. So if there was any reason why I became like unsteady or what have you and moved my life preserver too far, then the engine would stop.
And if you let go of the throttle right there, what would happen?
If I let go of the throttle, it really would go to idle position because the engine would still be on, so it would still be engaged, so it would still go ahead and turn the propeller. But the kill switch that's on that dead man switch on the life jacket, if for whatever reason I became incapacitated or fell overboard, God forbid, the engine would definitely stop.
And then we mentioned helmets, and we see the fire extinguisher there, one of the required pieces of safety equipment. Um, so we'll have a Coast Guard patrol boat there. We have a Coast Guard event permit, and then the helmets are equipped with radios, so you can talk to the starter, the safety boat. We have a safety boat, and the other drivers. Is that correct?
Yes, we can communicate with the flag person, with the starter, the safety official between the boats. We, pending weather conditions, may even have a drone aloft
Right.
and take photos of us. But yes, we have all the safety gear and everything is being monitored by the U.S. Coast Guard to make sure that everybody is safe and that the people at Doc's restaurant can have a nice event to watch.
So once again, you mentioned Doc Sunset Grill. It's a beautiful restaurant with a delightful food available. The race starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Get there early to get a seat. We also will be streaming this via YouTube live. It'll be available archived. And one of the things is, you know, we're looking at 4 boats here, Captain. And how many boats do you want to see in the middle of next year? Like if everything went right, we'll be looking at 6, 7, 8 boats.
We would hope so. We may have a fifth boat tomorrow as well. In the future, our next race is Labor Day weekend. We would hope to grow the association, and we totally invite other people to have a blast, to have a lot of fun, and enjoy the cruise with these boats that are still the legacy of Smith Island Crab Skiff Association.
And so tomorrow, if you, as our visitors, come out to Dock Sunset Grill, you'll see Captain Bob Wallace has a beautiful, beautiful boat. And you see Capnetti's boat's beautiful, but Bob Wallace's has inlaid decks. It's all gripped, painted with seafoam green. It's got beautiful graphics, and it'll be at Dock Sunset Grill where you can have a great meal and walk around and look at Bob Wallace's boat, watch the race. We'll have a PA system there so you can hear the race. We'll have Judge Sid Campen and Bob Wallace who will give their folksy uh, Oxford, Maryland, Chesapeake Bay waterman's view of life on the water and why this race is important. So we thank you very much, Ed, and we wish you luck tomorrow. And like I've told every driver, I hope you win every race. Thanks again.
Thank you, Keith.